Welcome back to the Elias Makos Show. Now, Quebec wants to get serious about protecting your mental health while at work. Labour Minister Boulet announcing that 18 full-time psychological health advisors have been trained and are ready to go on promoting healthy workplaces. And the Labour Minister, Boulet, joins us on the line. Monsieur Boulet, welcome back to the program.
Good morning, Elias. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and it's a real pleasure to catch up again with you. You've never been shy to come on CJAD 800, and we do appreciate it because sometimes it's difficult to get ministers on air. Monsieur Boulet, Minister Boulet, when you come up with a solution, clearly there has to be a problem that you're trying to solve. What was the problem in Quebec's workplaces that you're trying to solve here?
Elias, psychological health has become extremely important in many different workplaces. And if I rely upon research chair, one of the findings was that 30 people every week out of 1,000 are absent from work for reasons associated with psychological health. And another study concluded that 49% of employees of Canadian small and medium-sized businesses have a difficulty associated with psychological health. So it's important the number of accidents or the professional diseases associated with psychological health have been increasing over the last few years. So it's important to have people who can advise, who can accompany the workplaces in order to reduce the number of work accidents related to violence, harassment, exposure to traumatic events, and so on and so forth.
These 18 full-time psychological health advisors, how do they end up in workplaces? Do businesses have to reach out? Is this for government agencies? How will they end up in workplaces helping people?
We will organize, and we have already planned more than 900 prevention and awareness activities. They will be deployed in different workplaces. And according to the new law concerning the health and safety system in Quebec, the employers, the unions, and the employees have a duty to identify the psychological risk in their specific workplaces. And so those activities will help the workplaces be trained, be informed, and do what it takes not only to identify those psychological risks, but carry out a plan to eliminate those risks in order, again, to reduce the number of psychological diseases.
We're with Quebec Labour Minister Boulet talking about a new program that will see 18 full-time psychological health advisors help out to promote healthy workplaces. Monsieur Boulet, does it come down to bosses? Like, is it a bad boss that creates environments? Like, what do we know about what causes people to call in sick from work for mental health issues?
It varies depending upon of the specific workplaces, but sometimes it's the workload. Sometimes it's associated with an insufficient recognition of the quality or the quantity of work performed by employees. In other cases, it's related to the decisional-making power, or the justice in certain organizations is deficient, or the support of an immediate superior or colleagues. Harassment can be brought about in different situations, and again, it tends to be very particular to the workplace that we talk about. In education, it's different. In private companies, in the mining sector, in the agricultural. So we have to make sure that those psychological health advisors will meet up with people and make certain that the risks are well grounded in the different workplaces.
This is going to cost $2.4 million a year until 2026 right now. Is the hope that you'll end up boosting efficiency, productivity because of this program to make up for that cost?
Yeah. Depending on the demand, it's close to $500 million, and it's on a yearly basis. And it's to fund the entire project up until 2026. And if need be, if such is the case, we will increase the number of advisors. We will make sure that we understand the phenomenon in every workplace in Quebec and make sure that we integrate a culture of durable prevention in every place in order to make sure that psychological health is not only promoted but well understood.
Minister Boulet, while I have you on the program here, I do want to talk to you about one other issue. Now, in the last election campaign, there was 10 seconds of you from one debate that was posted on social media, and everyone used that 10 seconds to label you as like the worst person in the world, anti-immigrant, racist. I heard all of that stuff. And I'll tell you this, I don't know if you heard this at the time, but I defended you at the time because I clearly could see what everyone in that debate room saw, that you took three thoughts and you quickly put it into one sentence, poorly put it into one sentence because you were in a debate. I defended you then because I had heard from people what kind of person you truly are. And of course, you lost your role as immigration minister. Now we're months after that. When you look back at that time, how do you feel? Do you feel you're unfairly treated? How do you look back at that time? And now, of course, you're still Labour minister, but you lost that role as immigration minister.
Elias, it's a good question, and those 15 were not a good reflection of my thinking about immigration. I'm extremely open-minded, and I like working with people coming from different countries, and I was in charge of the immigration ministry for a period of 8 months to replace my colleague who was at that time very sick. I appreciated working with different organizations. Again, I was at the CACI in Montreal to meet people coming from other countries and make sure that they integrate well, not only the different communities in Quebec, but the Quebec as a whole. It's a very human Quebec that I've been supporting. So again, it's not a good reflection, and you have to rely upon what I did during those 8 months. I did recognize the importance of the qualifications of people coming from other countries, and I did everything I could in order to recruit people coming from other countries. And the person who is in charge of my office in Trois-Rivières comes from Africa. And so I'm extremely open-minded, and it's not a reflection whatsoever that is good of what I've been thinking and what I've been doing. And thank you very much, Elias, for your comment, for having defended me. And I want all the Montreal and Quebec immigrants know that I'm extremely open-minded and I like immigration. And again, you have to look at what I did during those 8 months to understand my thinking and what I did.
Yeah, well, Jean, I think it is a great example of Quebec politics and Canadian politics of taking 15 seconds and not putting them in context and trying to do a character assassination, and it's not fair when it happens to anyone in any political party.
Thank you very much, Elias.
Jean, do me a favor if you can. I think this show is fair to the government. I'd love to hear from more of your fellow ministers. We have not spoken to the Minister for Anglo Affairs. Eric Girard has not come on the show. Would love to speak to Jean-Ville Guilbeault in transport. Please send my regards to them and tell them to come on the show.
Of course I will, with a great pleasure, Elias, and I look forward to meeting you again either in Montreal or in the Quebec region.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much and have a great day, Elias.
You too. That's Minister Jean Boulet, the Quebec Labour Minister.